purpose, power, and possibility. My purpose was identified at an early age and has led me to be part of the highest level of social activism our world has ever seen. Nelson Mandela and Jackie Robinson were mentors to two people I am blessed to call mentors and friends: actor Danny Glover and NBA Hall of Famer Lenny Wilkins. Danny would say that our purpose is in our DNA. We just have to find it. I grew up on the Nez Perce Reservation in Lapwai, Idaho. I was raised by my grandparents and fell in love with sports at an early age. I am probably the last age group of female basketball players who dreamt of being the first woman in the NBA. I had dreams of where basketball would take me. At home, dribbling on the loose gravel, shooting baskets on a hoop my dad made out of plywood. I had dreams to become a Division I basketball player. That's when I found my purpose. Growing up, I didn't have many people who looked like me, that came from where I came from, that were playing Division I basketball. I told myself when I make it to college, I want to give back. Fast forward to 18-year-old Jackie on the campus of Illinois State University. I carried a vision that most people didn't quite understand. I didn't have connections, money, and I definitely didn't have a roadmap. But I had one thing: clarity to give back to kids that look like me, who came from where I came from, who deserved more than the world was offering to them, to show them what is possible. Because if I could do it, they could do it too. And at 18, I didn't know exactly what that would look like or how I would do it, but I knew exactly what that would feel like. It would feel like belonging and safety. It would feel like pride in our culture and our future. That clarity and purpose has helped me overcome every obstacle on the way to building a foundation here in Seattle, Rise Above. I saw Rise Above in my mind, a place where kids could be supported on and off the court, inside and out of the classroom, supported as human beings. Purpose was the fire in me that said we can't continue to accept the narrative that has been told about our kids for years, because our kids have been hearing the same story about themselves for a very long time. They deserve better. And at 18, I promised myself that I would build something to help change the narrative for Native American youth. Now, let's talk about power and the power of representation. When I walk into rooms today as the leader and founder of a company, there aren't many people who look like me. Representation is rare, and yet representation is everything. Representation matters because you cannot become what you cannot see. And when our kids see me, a Native American woman, raised on the reservation, leading an organization that is nationally recognized, they see possibility. They see a mirror. They see their stories, communities, and cultures are valid and powerful. With power comes struggle. Political divisions threaten the progress we've made, and conversations about equity and justice are under attack. Native American and BIPOC kids still face systemic barriers that threaten the futures of our young people. But still, in the face of this climate, representation is louder. When they see me, when they see someone who looks like them on ESPN, hitting a game-winning shot, or getting inducted into the Lake Oswego Hall of Fame, they see they are not invisible, they belong, and that they too will rise above. Now, we turn purpose and power into possibility. Rise Above is built on one radical belief: that our kids are enough. They don't need to be fixed. They need resources, opportunities, and love. For me, possibility is personal. My own journey started with one life-changing truth: by having an adult tell me, "I believe in you." It came at a time where I wasn't sure of my own path. A mentor saw possibility where I saw limits. And that life-changing truth planted a single seed. And that single seed grew into the vision for Rise Above. Because I knew if somebody's belief in me could transform my life, then an entire team of supportive adults has the possibility to transform the lives of thousands of kids, one interaction at a time. So when a kid writes us a thank you letter and says, "Rise Above makes me want to be a better person," or asks if hockey is a career, or confides in having suicidal thoughts and asks for help, I know we are planting many seeds for our kids to change the narrative. In Seattle, Spokane, and across the state and beyond, our work invests in kids by providing culturally grounded programming so we can celebrate who they are, by providing career exploration and leadership, by creating safe spaces for our kids to feel love and celebrate their brilliance, by building networks of adults who will support them every step of their journey. We tell our kids, you aren't alone, and we are here to support you. And the results are powerful. We see young people speaking truth to power. We see families who once felt isolated building community together. And that is possibility in action, changing the trajectory of lives one promise at a time. We can't talk about possibility without facing reality. And the reality is this: the climate of today is heavy, and it demands our attention right now. Right now, the disparities are glaring. COVID-19 magnified inequities in health and education. Mental health impacts every family I know. And systemic racism continues to impact BIPOC kids who are simply at times trying to survive. The world tells us it's too big. The problems are too hard. The world demands that we lead with courage and rise up for ourselves and our future generations. At every event we have, I look at the kids in the room and I don't just see students. I see future doctors, lawyers, teachers, and activists. I see the brilliance of our families and communities reflected in them. At every event we have, I ask each kid to make me a promise, and I promise them the same. They promise to reach out for help when they're having self-harming or self-doubting thoughts, and they promise to find one caring adult in their life that they can turn to, because those are the kids that become more resilient and are able to get back up when they're knocked down. All I know is this: if we want a better tomorrow, we have to stop being reactive. We have to be proactive. We have to continue to invest in prevention and early intervention so our kids don't just survive challenges, they rise above them. This isn't just a vision. This is a new narrative that we are writing together through the work of Rise Above and other people and organizations invested in our kids. So tonight, I'll leave you with 3 words: purpose, power, and possibility. Purpose: the clarity of an 18-year-old girl who dared to believe in changing the narrative. Power: the undeniable force of representation being seen and heard. Possibility: the work we are doing, the lives we are changing, and the future we are shaping. We are not finished. We are only just beginning. For our kids, for our future, for tomorrow. Thank you.